My name is Chris Fries. I was a teacher cadet, and now I am teaching in a South Carolina public school. Well, teacher cadet was kind of what got me really into teaching. When I had first signed up for it, I had just done it because it was a really, cheap college credit, I guess you could say. But then once I actually got in the classrooms, I realized how much fun it was just to teach, and how much effect you did have. And I got to be a part of some really cool stuff. I was there on the very first day of Ocean Bay Middle School being in their new building. That was a really rewarding experience. I worked with some great teachers, met a lot of really cool people, and it kind of cemented for me what I wanted to do. So as far as in Teacher Cadet itself, we learned a lot about, it really prepared me for college too. My early college education courses were, pretty much already done because I had done Teacher Cadet, and we had learned most of this stuff anyway, like educational theorists and stuff like that. It really, the class prepared me so much for that, and it also helped me really cement my love for teaching. So.
And tell me a little bit more about how Teacher Cadet prepared you for the college experience in the College of Education.
Well, first off, it was a demanding workload. We had to do a project where we compiled pretty much all the information from our small field experience, which, even though it wasn't as long as a lot of the stuff I had done in college, it was still, at the time, it was a good introduction to what I was going to be doing. And so understanding that kind of workload and the sort of assignments that we would be talking about and the sort of things that we would need to be doing in the schools, it definitely, by the time I can't even count how many times I would say in class, oh, I did this last year in Teacher Cadet when I was a freshman. And, I managed to get really far ahead in my education classes early on because of Teacher Cadet. So between learning about the workload, learning about what you're going to be doing in schools, your responsibility as far as dress code and stuff like that, that really helped me out throughout my college years.
Now you're in your own classroom. How does it feel?
It's it's something that, as many classes as you take, you're never really, you don't know what it's like until you're there. But I definitely say that as far as being here right now, it's the most rewarding thing I've ever gotten to do. I still wake up every morning and, my friends are all like, I can't believe you're actually a teacher. Not because of anything, but just the fact that, I'm fresh out of college and I have a career now. It's one of the teachers here said it best after the first day. He was, it's an 8th grade teacher named Mr. Wilburn, really funny guy, but he made a comment to all the first year teachers that had just, survived their first day. And it wasn't even surviving. We all thrived that first day. It was great. But he made a comment. He was like, don't consider this the first day of your teaching job. Consider this the last first day of your calling. So it was one of those things. It was like, wow, that's a really cool way of thinking about it. And that's, in truth, that's what it is. It's like I come in every day and, I prepare pretty much all after my classes are done. I have the rest of the day to prepare for the next day. And I still find myself going home and having more to do just because things just keep coming up. And, and I love it. It's one of those things where I wouldn't expect, when I was in college, doing assignments, I didn't love them. But doing this, this is something completely different altogether. I realize that this is what I'm happiest doing, and I leave every day with a smile on my face, not because, thank God, I get to go home, but because I get to come back the next day, and I know that what I did today, had a really positive effect on a lot of people, including myself. So it's just surreal being in here right now. When they brought in our name tags, and they brought these to me, and they were like, "You're official now," and that, just walking around every day with it, I still can't really believe it. Just everything's been so cool.
So if you could tell teacher cadets out there, if you could give them a message, what advice would you give them? What words of wisdom would you give to current teacher cadets?
If I could give any advice, I would say to be prepared. Be prepared for, going into the class every day, and it's one of the classes that I had to spend the most hours outside of class working on. But also the time I spent in the schools, be prepared to be prepared to learn things about people that you weren't planning on knowing. Some students, you may end up going to these really nice schools with kids who don't have a lot of problems at home or anything like that. But then again, some of you might go to schools where some students might have it kind of rough, and you end up learning things about these kids and making these connections that you never thought you would, and really establishing a relationship with these students and with these other teachers that it's not something you can get in any other high school class. I can't think of any other class that allows you to go into a completely other learning environment and have an impact like this class did. So be prepared for the work, and be prepared for how ultimately it can really change how you view the education system, for better or worse. As for me, I'm here now as a teacher, so you could say that was the breaking point for me. So I loved it, prepared to be part of something really, really incredible.